I am really not sure how this video is going to turn out, but we're going to hope for the best. So, you've already read the title and thumbnail. You already understand what we're doing here today, my friends. Hopefully, we are able to pull this off. If not, what are you going to do? Okay, what are you gonna do? We are going to embark on a journey that is going to probably stress me out beyond belief this week. We're just gonna hope for the best, okay? Now, I know you've already read the title and thumbnail of the video, but I'm going to explain to you what we're doing anyway because I just feel like it, okay? I just feel like it. So, I actually got the 5 romance books in 5 days video idea from the inspiration tab in YouTube Studio. When you hit like the content tab, in there you can see your videos, your shorts, if you have lives, things like that. You can see all your posts basically that you've made on your YouTube channel in this one tab called content. I'm sure you're very aware of that. And then there's this new thing that I had never noticed until very recently, where basically it uses AI to give you video ideas inspired by your content that you're already creating, which is pretty cool. I one day happened to be scrolling in there and hit like generate to see what it would show me. And this video idea came up, 5 summer romances in 5 days. And I was like, you know what? That is a great idea. That is a great idea. Let me do it. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here today. We're going to try to read 5 summer romances in 5 days. Today's actually Monday, June 9th. It's a little before 4 p.m. right now, which bad on me for not starting this video a little bit earlier in the day, but what are you gonna do? Okay, it was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose. I have no explanation for myself. I'm sorry. Here are my kind of guidelines / very loose rules for the challenge. Now, it's 5 summer romances, so there are 5 romance books that are set and kind of revolve around summer. Yeah, there's one book in here that you'll see that's not technically themed around summer, but I just want to read it, so we're going to read it anyway, you know what I mean? So my main, and pretty much the only rule I have for myself is as long as I read all 5 books by Friday, I've done the challenge, okay? I don't want to make myself have to read an entire book every single day this week. So let's say I start reading one of the books today, which is Monday. This is the first day for the challenge. But I don't finish the book today. I finish it tomorrow. Still counts. Still works. Whatever. My main goal is as long as I'm done reading all 5 books by Friday, that's all that matters to me. I don't care if I have to read 3 books in one day or not. All I want to be able to do is read the 5 books this week and have a good time and enjoy my reading experience. I don't want to stress myself out too much. Now, let's get on to what books we're going to be reading in today's video. You can't see them, but I have tears. Oh my god. You can't see them, but I have tears. They're not really there anymore. I kind of got distracted trying to find my camera. Oh. I'm on page 225 now. I'm 77% of the way through this book. And I literally just almost started bawling my eyes out. What? Wasn't expecting that. Oh my god. Turn of events. This is crazy. I was not expecting to feel so emotional about this book and about what's happening right now, but I just thought I would let you know that I was just about to cry and then was like, this is not that serious. Why am I crying? What am I doing? Like, had this weird moment of like, oh my god, I'm like too into this book right now. Anyway, I just wanted to update you guys that I was crying. And then I had that moment of like, you ever when you're reading, you have this moment where like you'll start crying in real life because something's happening in the book and you're like, wait a minute. Why am I crying? These people are not real. What am I doing? I just had that moment. And was like, what am I doing? Anyway, that's all I have. I'm going to get back to reading. I'll update you guys when I have stuff to update you for, but just thought I would let you know that I was crying. This is the first book. How am I going to survive? Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like I could cry. Like genuinely sob. Like I'm being so for real. I have officially finished Summer in the City. I'm actually quite excited about this. I'm gonna come right out and say it. My star rating for this book is a 4.5 stars. I was kind of dancing with the idea of giving it a 5-star, but I really don't think it is that level for me, but it is still a phenomenal book. I absolutely loved it. I cried more than once actually, which was kind of surprising, and I just really enjoyed the story. It felt like that perfect rom-com, just a good time, all the good vibes. It was just so good. I really appreciated the character development. I feel like it just really showed the importance of communication and having really good communication with your significant other, and I just thought it was so good. Like, I don't even know how to explain my feelings fully. I just feel like it was so good. I had so much fun. I really feel like this book has made me even more excited to read the Lightlark series from Alex. I feel like if this book was so good, I'm sure that her romantasy YA series is going to be phenomenal as well. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm excited to see what else she puts out. I'm excited to get into her series that she has. I'm excited to see what else she might be writing. I'm just excited. I feel like this was just so fun. It was just the perfect, summery, just fun, good vibes book. Okay, hello everybody. I need to do a somewhat quick update. It's like about 5 o'clock, and I'm here to update you guys that I am officially halfway through Same Time Next Summer. I feel like this book, one thing about this writing style is that it feels very quick. It feels very fast. Like, I think I'm on like chapter like 34, and I'm already halfway through the book, which is crazy. But it's just because she does very short chapters, which are nice because then it feels like you're really like speeding through the book. It feels very fast paced, which I like. But I think what I don't like, and what has continued to be a set theme in books from this author that I've read, going along with the fast-paced thing, it feels like I have no idea what's happening. I have no emotional connection to these characters. I could care less what happens to them. I don't care about what's going on, and I could put this book down and never finish it, and it would not impact my life in any way. If I'm being honest, with this book, I couldn't care any less because I already don't care. I'm having kind of the same feelings I had about Abby Jimenez's book, The Friend Zone, which is a romance between a girl who is in a relationship with a guy who's in the military who's deployed. And she basically befriends this firefighter guy, and they end up having a romantic relationship that's not like physically romantic, but they flirt for the entirety of the book while she's in a committed relationship with another man. And I hate that. That to me is cheating. You are cheating on your spouse the entire book, and I hate that. This feels the same, except for they're not talking really. Her and this other guy, Wyatt, who's I guess technically the male main character in this book, have not really talked at all in the present timeline. But this does have a then and now timeline, where some chapters are from back when they were falling in love when they were teenagers, and then it comes back to present time when they're like 31, 30-ish, around there. I think it's like 30... I think he's 31, she's 30. So it's like many years in the future. It's been a long, long time since they've seen each other. And I don't care. Like, I could not care any less about the outcome. Because I don't like it. I don't like the fact that she is having this internal, like, fight with herself of these feelings that she has for this other guy while she's, like, planning a wedding with this guy, Jack. And at one point, she kind of explains to us, like, her thought process on her relationship with Jack. And it's just, like, I don't know. I think it's hard also because I came from reading a book that I really, really, really loved. And I'm not able to really fully give this book a chance because I came from reading a book that I almost gave 5 stars. I ended up giving 4.5 stars. So it doesn't feel fair. But also at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's so hard. But I'm going to give it a valiant effort. I'm going to finish the book. I'm not going to DNF it. We're going to hope for the best. Maybe it just is supposed to be kind of hard to understand and hard to relate to in the beginning. And in the second half, all the things will start happening and it'll be more interesting. You know? Okay, I'm gonna go. I will update you guys when I have more updates on how the book is going. That was not that bad, actually. I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, hi. I look insane with this cow headband on, but I really don't care because I couldn't find that pink one that I usually put on when I talk to you guys, and I don't want to have my hair in my face. Couldn't find the pink one, so the cow is what you guys get, okay? Do you like it? I think it's cute. Well, we've officially finished Same Time Next Summer by I keep wanting to say Abigail for some reason. Why am I doing that? Well, everybody, as you guys just saw, we checked it off. We just finished Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan. I really don't know how to explain how I feel, if I'm being completely honest. My feelings from yesterday when I was telling you guys how I was feeling about it, like that I didn't really love the book that much, still stand. Did not like this book nearly as much as I liked Summer in the City. I feel kind of the same way I did about Nora Goes Off Script by this author. I just feel like there was not as much of an emotional connection that I was able to make with the characters. I felt very disconnected from the story, and like everything was just being told to me, like without any, I don't know, opportunity to like make a connection to the characters, I guess. It just didn't feel, I don't know how to explain how I feel, actually, if I'm being completely honest. I just feel like I wasn't able to make a very emotional connection, or I didn't feel a very emotional connection to the main characters because it just didn't feel like much even really happened, which is such a weird thing to say. I feel the same way about this book as I do about The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez, where I didn't like that pretty much for the entirety of the book, the main female character is in a fully committed romantic relationship with somebody else, but is like fighting these feelings and totally flirting with this other guy. And I hate that. I think that's yucky and gross. This one, I don't think I disliked as much because it is kind of like a childhood friends to lovers to enemies back to lovers, I guess, kind of. I do like that dynamic, but I didn't like the fact that for the entirety of the book, until literally the last like 3 chapters of it practically, our main female character is in a fully committed relationship, engaged to the other man in the book, while like internally having this freak out of like, am I in love? Is my life going? Like, she has like this whole thing. I just didn't like it. I don't enjoy when it feels like the main female character is like cheating on her spouse to flirt with the main male character that you're supposed to be rooting for in the book, if that makes any sense. That's just how I feel, okay? I think I'm gonna give this book a 3 stars. I liked how it ended. It was really fun, but I still feel like it didn't feel emotional. Like, there was no emotional connection. It felt very like 2-dimensional story. That's it. Start our next book. Who's excited? I'm excited. Okay, I'm here to update you guys on Love and Gelato. I am on chapter 11, page 148. I'm not very far, and it's been a pretty long time since I talked to you guys because it's just kind of boring. And I think One, I think because I just haven't gotten into the juicier part or the more interesting stuff that's going on within the story yet, but also because this is a young adult like book, and so it's definitely written for a young adult girl. I mean, guys can read it too, but it's definitely geared towards girls, and I just don't relate to the main character very much. I think what also might be bothering me and like discouraging me from reading and not wanting to finish this book is that Same Time Next Summer just really put me in a bad mood. Like, I didn't love that book. It wasn't very good. It again had a hard time holding my attention, which is kind of what's happening with this book too. Like, I'm having a hard time focusing because I kind of just want to move on to the next books, because the next 2 books on the list are the ones I'm the most excited to read. So I feel like I started so high and now we're just going, but then we're probably gonna go, woo, again. So it's kind of like the dip before the high. But I'm not loving. It's definitely interesting. I definitely think I'm going to be more into it as the story progresses because the story will continue, but I'm really not that interested in the book. So cute. Wow. Oh my god, I'm stressed. Wow, everybody. Good morning. Hello. How are we doing? It's the first time today that I'm talking to you. It's the next day. It's Thursday. Have I updated? I don't even know. It's like 4 p.m. It's 4:36. It's Thursday. Let's talk about Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welsh. This took me much longer than I would have liked. I wanted to have finished this yesterday, but I did not. I was like almost halfway through this book yesterday and just was not really connecting with anything going on in the story and wasn't really feeling it. Now, having finished it, I will say I definitely think the second half I liked significantly more. I had a great time reading this book. The ending was really fun and just cute, and I liked it. It was interesting. There were lots of twists and turns, a lot of things that I really hadn't expected in the book, which was kind of fun. I definitely enjoyed the story. I feel like it was just a fun, good time. I think I'm going to give this book a 3.5 stars. I enjoyed the book, but I didn't really love it very much. I would probably not pick this back up, and I'm definitely on the fence of whether or not I'm going to read the second and the third book that are in this little series of the Love and Gelato. But it was fun. It definitely was a young adult romance. It screamed young adult, and I just have a hard time relating to young adult. I'm not a young adult. I am a young adult. I'm only 22. But the main character in this book is like 16 or 17. And I just can't relate to a 16-year-old anymore, if I'm being completely honest. You know? Oh, God. Sometimes I just don't even understand why I do this to myself. It's excruciating. This is feeling very, very, very similar to Same Time Next Summer, with the two main characters are like childhood friends to lovers that have this big breakup and don't talk anymore, and then one of them has a significant other when they meet again as adults, and then it's like, you know, it's literally the exact same thing. I'm just hoping that, I don't even know. I have a feeling it's going to go the same way that Same Time Next Summer did, where majority of the book, the one that has the significant other is going to be with their significant other, but just flirting with the other character the whole freaking time. I hate that. I absolutely despise that. I think it's gross. If you want to flirt with somebody else, just don't be in a relationship then. Sir, rude. Anyway, here's my update for Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I'm on chapter 8, page 109. Ooh, it says we're 34% of the way through our book. I don't really think you're going to be able to see that, but I'm showing you it anyway. It's going really well. I'm really liking it. That's pretty much it. I'm just enjoying the book so far. Hopefully I'll be able to fly through the last like 70% or whatever's left, right? No, maybe 60? I don't know how the math works, if I'm being completely honest with you. I don't know. I'm hoping I like this book more than I liked Same Time Next Summer, but it's having the same kind of vibe as Same Time Next Summer. So I'm nervous, but hoping for the best. Why am I crying right now? Well, everyone, I have finished Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. It is legitimately 1:40. Oh, focus, in the morning. Technically speaking, it is officially the last day of our little 5 days. Certainly it's already Friday. It's 1 a.m. on Friday. As you might have seen at the end of that, started crying, and then had to turn the camera off because I needed to gather myself because what? Wasn't expecting that. I don't even know how to explain to you the emotional roller coaster I just rode because what? Literally, that was insane. The reason for the second chance had my jaw on the floor. I literally don't even know how to explain how I feel. I'm having a hard time thinking of words that are English. I really liked this book, actually. In the beginning, when I was reading this book, in the very beginning of the book, probably, I think I gave you guys an update at 30-something% while I was reading. When I started the book and gave you guys my first update, I hadn't gotten very far into the story yet, and so at the time, I was under the impression that for the entirety of the book, the one character was going to have the significant other that you get introduced to for a brief second in the story, which is basically exactly what happened in Same Time Next Summer, and I hated it. I am not somebody who condones flirting with other people or entertaining other people or reminiscing with exes while you're in a relationship. That's just weird for me. I think that's a pretty universal thought, but in books like this where it's a second chance, I don't like when the second chance entails one person leaving a relationship to get into this relationship with the person they've already been with before. That makes sense, right? I think that makes sense. Did not enjoy that, but the problem I was having with it was resolved pretty much 3 chapters later, and then I really had no problems with the progression of the relationship throughout the story. The reason for them no longer being together was insane. Like I already said before, it literally had my jaw on the floor. I couldn't even believe, it was so crazy. I just really liked it, honestly. I just really liked it. I had a great time. The ending was very sweet, very nice, very cute. I loved it a lot. It was really fun. It felt very full circle kind of moment. I'm happy that the happily ever after I was expecting for the characters they got. I think I'm actually going to give this 4.5 stars, which is weird because I gave Summer in the City a 4.5 stars as well and really, really liked it. And this one I really, really liked too. It was fun. Good morning. Good morning. My hair is looking crazy. I have to shower so bad, but we're gonna try and get some reading done. I'm also in the middle of preheating the oven for pizza. Just so you know. We're officially on our last and final day, my friends, and we're on our last and final book as well. We have to read this entire book today in order to finish our little 5 books in 5 days. I'm excited. I definitely feel like I can fly through this book because every Abby Jimenez book I fly through because I just absolutely love her writing style and everything. So I'm gonna go see if the oven's preheated for pizza, and we're gonna jump in to Yours Truly by Miss Abby Jimenez. I'm so excited. Also, look at the cute dog on the cover. Love that. I love that about her books. There's always an animal on the cover. It's so cute. I love it. Okay. I am gonna go, and I'll talk to you guys when I have updates. Well, hello everyone. I am officially here to give you guys the final wrap up of this video. Now you might be wondering, Sophia, what the heck happened to Yours Truly? And my explanation for why there's basically no vlog footage or any sort of anything of me reading that book is because was on kind of a time limit to finish this book and also had plans Friday night. So I basically did the only thing that seemed manageable, and that is I put AirPods in and basically listened to the entirety of this book on 2.5 times speed while I packed my bags for the weekend. I then connected it to a speaker and listened to it in the shower. I then continued to listen to the book for majority, pretty much from the last time I updated you, which I think was like chapter 3 or 4. I was very early on in the book the last time I talked to you guys about this book. I basically spent from the moment I turned that camera off and said I was going to get back into reading with my AirPods in my ears, listening to the book while I basically got ready to do everything. As I just said, showered, did all the things. I then listened to the book the entirety of the way driving where I was going, and then the entire way home. And then I also listened to it for the like 10-minute drive I then had to my boyfriend's house. And by the grace of God, finished the book at like 11:30 at night on Friday. But I was already at my boyfriend's house and did not have my camera with me and did not feel like updating you guys on my phone because all I could think about was finishing the book in the time. Okay, let's run it back to the beginning of the video. The first book that we read was Summer in the City by Alex Astor. I loved this book. I still am thinking about this book from like a week ago. It was so amazing. I just loved every single minute. I thought it was so fun. The vibes were so good. If you guys remember, I gave this a 4.5 stars. I was leaning towards giving it a 5, but I really feel like 4.5 gives it the full rating of how I feel about the book. I really love the characters. I really love the setting. I really loved the romance between the characters as well. It was just all around a really good book, but there were some things here and there that I didn't love the most about it, but it was still a really great book. 4.5 stars. Would highly, highly recommend, especially if you like that like billionaire in New York City, I'm a rich guy kind of thing. Like this was really fun. Really fun. Moving on to the second and last book that we had to read on my Kindle, which was Same Time Next Summer. I gave this book 3 stars, and still to this day, for some reason, cannot remember the title of this book, or that it's by Annabelle Monaghan. I keep saying Abigail for some reason. Don't know. Read it on my Kindle as well, and didn't really enjoy this book. Mostly for the reason that the main female character was engaged and in a fully committed romantic relationship with a different character throughout like 85% of the book. So I don't love that. I hate that. I think that's disgusting and yucky. I also do have to kind of give it a little bit of grace because it was technically a book that flashes back one chapter in the present time, and then it would flash back and like show you them growing up and becoming friends and whatever. So technically for a majority of the book she really wasn't, but for the present timeline throughout the entirety of the story, she's in a committed relationship where she's engaged and literally planning a wedding with a guy while pining after her childhood love. I don't love that. Don't love when the characters are in a relationship while also pining after somebody else. Don't like it. Not good. Didn't love, but it was still good. I don't know if I'll ever pick up another Annabelle Monaghan book. Both of hers really haven't been a favorite of mine, but you never know. Next, we read the only young adult book that was in this video. We read Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welsh. I actually really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 3.5 stars. I think it still stands. I don't think I'm going to change my rating on this. I think it was still a good book. It was a fun read. I just think mostly because of the age rating and stuff that definitely the writing style is geared towards young adults, which makes sense. It was a young adult novel, but I think that's what made it difficult for me, was that it just really wasn't very, I don't want to say intellectually stimulating because it makes me sound like I'm really smart and I'm not, but it does feel a little bit, I don't know, not great. This book was still a really great time. I would highly recommend if you're into the more no spice, just vibes kind of book. This is really, really good. I do own the second and third book in this little like series, I guess, that she has. But I'm not so sure if I'm going to read them or not because this just wasn't my cup of tea. It's not for my age group. I just think that's why I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to or was expecting to, because it's just not for people my age, which makes sense. I'm not a young adult. I am a young adult, but I'm not the young adult that this is for. Moving on. 3.5 stars. Would recommend if you're into that kind of thing. It was really cute. The vibes were really cute. It was fun. That's all I have to say. Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I will 1000% be reading more from Miss Carly Fortune. I give it a 4.5 stars. I loved the vibes. I loved the storytelling. I loved the relationship. There were a couple of things that did frustrate me throughout the story, and there were a couple of things that I was like, really? And the kind of like plot twist thing that happens at the very end of the book that you find out is the reason why they're no longer speaking and why they like broke up when they were young, did have my jaw on the floor. It was not what I was thinking it was going to be. I was not expecting that at all. And I think that's a great thing. I think it was good that I never thought, like I had theories of what I thought was going on and what I thought maybe was the reason why they weren't speaking anymore. But what actually was the reason flabbergasted me. I literally sat there like in awe for a second, like, wait a minute, what? And had to like reread the paragraph again because I couldn't even believe it. I could not even believe it. 4.5 stars. Would highly recommend. I really, really enjoyed this book. I will definitely 100% be picking up more of Carly Fortune's books this summer because it was such a good vibe. So fun. Yours truly by Miss Abby Jimenez. This book was so much fun, but also I think I wasn't able to enjoy as thoroughly as I was expecting to because of the stress and the time limit that I kind of put myself on with it. But I can confidently say that this is a 4.5 stars. I didn't connect as emotionally in this story and with these two specific characters as I have in Part of Your World and Just for the Summer. I'm not sure what the disconnect between me and these two characters was. I just wasn't connecting as deeply, but I still was fully invested in the story. There were times I got a little teary-eyed, but I will confidently say this is a 4.5 stars. I absolutely love this book. I love the characters, loved the setting, loved the dog. Loved the dog. The fact that his name is Lieutenant Dan is so funny, and he has 3 legs. Oh, it's so funny. It was so much fun. It was so cute. Would highly, highly recommend. I would recommend any of these books. Maybe not same time next summer, but if you think that it's a vibe and you like the synopsis, go for it. Do what you want to do. Don't take my word that seriously. I'm just letting you know how I felt about it, okay? This has been so much fun. This has truly been so much fun, even though I was a little bit stressed out, and like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was really, really stressed. But I just had a really good time. Like this was just genuinely so much fun that I will probably do this again at some point, maybe again this summer or coming into next year or the fall or whatever. I will definitely be doing a video concept of reading 5 books in 5 days again. We'll have to see how it goes. But I just had so much fun. This was such a fun time. I would recommend reading any of these books. Even though I didn't love Same Time Next Summer, I would still recommend it. If it sounds interesting and you want to give it a try, give it a try. I didn't love it, but maybe you will. You never know. Reading is a very subjective experience. You know, I might not love the book, but you might absolutely love it. Just how it works. Anyways, I'm going to cut this video off now because I think this video is going to end up being like 45 minutes long. I hope you guys enjoyed. I've had a wonderful time. I am about to probably start editing this video and then start working on the next one because we have got a crunch time. I'm going to skedaddle. But I hope you guys really enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe down below. And don't forget to put on those post notifications so you get a notification the next time I post. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles! I've read so many books, and I'm about to read so many more.